Hello everyone, welcome to the 11th annual AbilityNet Tech4Good Awards. This is our second virtual awards ceremony, but this time we've been able to bring some of our judges into the studio with us, even if it is only virtually. I'm really pleased to welcome broadcaster, journalist Kate Russell back to join us to help me run the awards.
Yay,
Hi,
I'm here physically as well,
I know,
not
it's
virtual.
amazing, isn't it?
It's actually brilliant to be out here, Mark. It's so good to be here. I love the Tech4Good Awards, and it is also really great to be at the AbilityNet offices here in London. My first visit. It's very nice, but also it feels a little bit, coming into London to do this, it feels again like a bit more normality.
Back into the normal routine
returning to
a
my
bit.
life.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, technology has been such a lifesaver over the last 18 months in particular. You know, we've seen it get us out of so many holes with this pandemic and the lockdown. And also as we go on to, you know, the healthcare treatment of it and, you know, track and trace and all of that kind of stuff, we are fully reliant on technology. And it is so great to have another opportunity to celebrate all the wonderful things that you guys are doing with technology to bring peace, happiness, and health to the world.
Yeah. Well, you'll see as you'd expect, there's a fair amount of COVID-related activity in the awards, but also, as usual, there's a huge variety in the entries this year. So, as in previous years, our main task here today is to announce the winners, and we'll be doing that for 10 different awards, plus a very special award will be announced today. But this isn't the only part of the show. Once we finish in the studio, we'll move to the after-show party, where you're invited to join our finalists, sponsors, judges and partners. We'll be announcing who's won the People's Award, meeting this year's winners and asking you, the audience, to choose our winner of Winners Awards. More about that later. So as I said, this year's awards had more entries of a higher quality than ever before. And the switch to a virtual format means we've had entries from all over the world. We've also had more support than ever from our partners and sponsors. I'm especially grateful for the support of BT. AbilityNet's a relatively small UK charity that believes in a digital world accessible to all. We've run the Tech4Good Awards for 11 years, but we've relied on the support of BT, who have worked with us from the start. They've helped us grow the awards and build a network of supporters, which has now had a huge impact on the lives of so many people. And I'm delighted to welcome Mark Alera, who's CEO for BT's Consumer Brands, who will say a few words about BT's involvement in the awards.
On behalf of BT, I'd like to welcome you all to this year's AbilityNet Tech4Good Awards. The awards are now in their 11th year, and BT is really proud to have supported them since day one. It's amazing to see how over the last 11 years, the awards have grown and developed, much like the Tech4Good community itself. And by virtue of making the award ceremony virtual, we've been able to open them up to a wider global audience. This has been reflected in the breadth and diversity of the entries this year, and with some new additions to our highly prestigious judging panel. We've added some new categories this year, including AI for Good, something which no one would have been talking about 11 years ago, and also the new Sustainability Award. Environmental sustainability is also the focus for this year's BT Young Pioneers Award. You'll hear some more about the truly inspirational finalists we have this year a bit later on. But for now, I'd like you to all enjoy the ceremony, meet our amazing group of finalists and wish a very good luck to them all, and then celebrate our winners.
Thank you, Mark. And once again, huge thank you for the support from BT. And I think we'll know we're back to normal when we get back up the BT tower. Then I really miss that.
Oh, God, yes.
So, I also want to say a huge thank you to all of our sponsors and partners to make this event happen. This isn't just about BT. They're part of our network of organisations that believe in using tech to make the world a better place. We're hugely grateful for your support. This year, that includes Charity Digital, Comic Relief, Crowdfunder, Do It, Good Things Foundation, Google, iDiversity Consulting, WCIT Charity, Lenovo, Microsoft, and Semble. I'm hugely proud of the diversity of the Tech4Good Awards over the years, whether that's the people who enter, the finalists, the winners, or the judges. And you can see from the range of people who support us where that diversity comes from. And that network helps us reach into a huge range of different communities. So I think now would be a good time to say thank you as well to our panel of judges who've given their time to make the difficult decisions and choose our winners. We have judges from all over the world and many different organisations with lots of different experience. You can find details about them on the website, and also we'll be meeting some of them on the show today.
We are so incredibly lucky by the calibre of people who've been our judges for this. And I know, you know, having been asked to judge quite a few things in my time, it's a major time commitment.
Absolutely.
But not only that, I don't know whether you found when you're judging things, particularly Tech for Good, because like everybody's amazing, it's so hard
It's
to
really
make the right
difficult.
decision.
Yeah. We had several. You'll see there are people highly commended this year because we got nothing between the two, between a highly commended and a winner. And yeah, that's the hardest bit when you boil it down to that last decision and you still can't decide which one.
I know, but they've given so much of their time and so much of their passion towards making sure that they get the right answers for you. And honestly, we say it every year, but everybody who's on the shortlist is fully deserving of your attention, interest. Go and see who they all are.
Find out more about everybody. Yes.
It's time to do some awards, I think. First up is the Tech for Good Accessibility Award, which is sponsored by Google. Now, this award celebrates those people who use the power of computing to help disabled people overcome their impairments in a practical way. Whether that's keeping in touch with family and friends, being more productive in the workplace, or being able to complete their studies. To introduce the finalists and announce the winners, I'm delighted to welcome Christopher Patno, Head of Accessibility Programs at Google, who is joining us from California. Hello, Christopher, welcome. It is great that you could be with us today.
It's great to be here, thank you. So before I announce the finalists, I just wanted to say that this year's selection process was remarkably international and really challenging. The breadth of technologies and programs were really impressive, and congrats to all of the participants. You all make such a difference for the communities you serve. So I won't keep you waiting any longer. The Tech for Good Accessibility Award finalists are Transcribe Glass, an affordable, comfortable, wearable device for deaf and hard of hearing and other older people, which projects closed captions from a variety of sources onto a heads-up display, enabling the wearer to watch the speaker, receive nonverbal communication cues, and simultaneously read the captions. Grackle Docs, a suite of add-ons for Google Workspace that enables users to create accessible output for screen reader users to help them navigate documents and create cleaner documents for those with cognitive difficulties such as dyslexia or color blindness. Grackle Suite has made over 4 million documents accessible and is used by over 40,000 people worldwide. NaviLens, a technology which combines computer vision algorithms and a proprietary cutting-edge artificial marker created to help visually impaired people using a standard phone camera. The NaviLens code is a cutting-edge QR code that uses colors instead of black and white dots, allowing it to be scanned by a blind user from a very far distance without focusing on it. VoiceIt, making speech recognition technology accessible to everyone, giving voice to all and enabling anyone with atypical speech to gain greater independence and improve their quality of life. The AI-powered speech recognition app for individuals with speech impairments translates atypical speech to allow users to communicate in their own voice with loved ones, caretakers, and others. Keybo, a Bluetooth musical instrument made of solid maple wood with a modular keyboard consisting of 8 distinct, easy-to-recognize magnetic shapes that control different musical parameters. The magnetic shapes can be stacked like a totem and used as a tangible score. Keybo has been put to the test with hundreds of autistic children and teens. The top 2 entries in this category were both very strong, and the judges decided to award a highly commended to Transcribe Glass. And now, the winner is NaviLens. And now, back to you in the studio.
Thanks so much, Christopher, and congratulations to Transcribe Glass and NaviLens. What Christopher may not have heard is that NaviLens have just signed a deal with Kellogg's, who are putting their codes on every cereal box from Christmas onwards. That will have a huge impact on people's lives and a fantastic result for them. I've always loved the Accessibility Award, and of course it's very close to AbilityNet's heart. It was also our first ever category that we ever announced in 2011, and we're still in touch with Simone Ennifer-Doy from Lifelights, who were our first winner. They're still doing amazing work supporting children with life-limiting conditions, and we're going to be hearing from Simone later about how they're getting on now. So Kate, which category is up next?
Well, thanks, Mark. It is the Tech for Good for Africa Award, sponsored by Comic Relief. This award highlights some of the amazing ways that tech is transforming lives across sub-Saharan Africa. we had a high quality of entries from across the globe, and just like other awards, there were loads of amazing and inspiring stories which didn't make it to the shortlist, unfortunately. But to introduce the finalists now, I am delighted to welcome Ollie Dawson from Comic Relief. Ollie, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Ollie.
Hi guys. Thanks, Kate, and thanks everyone. Great to be here. Yeah, I haven't personally been involved in the Tech4Good Award judging before, so it's been a real privilege actually to read such inspiring entries this time, and it was exceptionally hard to pick a winner. So I just want to give congratulations to everyone who's creating Tech4Good for Africa. You really are making a difference.
Cool. So you've got the list there of this year's finalists. Can you tell us who the finalists are and then announce the winner?
Absolutely, happy to do that. So first up is the Hala Farmers app. This was developed in 2020 to enable the Hala Foundation to reach thousands more really disadvantaged smallholder farmers living off barren land in the coastal regions of Mombasa in Kenya. The app provides the tools to reclaim land deemed unfarmable, which boosts productivity whilst also reducing the impact on the environment. Next up is Peak Vision, which uses evidence-based smartphone technology and public health tools to help eye health organisations deliver more efficient, effective and equitable programs. By working with health providers, NGOs and governments, Peak's vision is to bring better vision and health to everybody. They're currently powering multiple community and school eye health programs in Africa and Asia. And this app does away with the need for specialist eye health workers and really enhances referral pathways for people. Next up is iJustice Hub. So by partnering with local legal service providers, the iJustice Hub provides mobile phone-based tools that increase justice service provision in Tanzania and beyond. These are affordable, accessible and scalable justice tools which are available on a mobile phone and also as a web application. In future, the low-cost tech platform will provide sustainable justice services across other countries. Particularly good about this one is this entry showed that tech solutions to really serious problems don't actually need to be that complex. Next up is UAFIA, which is a digital behaviour change platform developed and tested in real-life situations by young mums. It caters for the needs of low-resource settings. So this mobile accessible website fosters more engagement than just text messages or voice calls, but doesn't require mothers to own a smartphone or download an app. So UAFIA is a digital community of over 10,000 young mothers and mothers-to-be in really low-income communities across Kenya. And then finally on the list is Unlocking Women and Technology. This project increases digital literacy and access to technology education for women in urban cities, underrepresented communities and marginalised communities through computer programming, business development and career services. The project has impacted communities in Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria as well as the UK, and it's a really good example of tech and digital skills supporting employment and entrepreneurship. As I said before, all the entries were inspirational and it was really close between two entries. So the judges chose to award highly commended to iJustice Hub. And I'm delighted to announce Peak Vision as the 2021 Tech4Good for Africa award winner.
Yay!
Well done.
Yeah.
Peak Vision demonstrated really clearly how relatively simple tech can address a far-reaching health issue across Africa. Plus, for me, it's fantastic to see such a good and relevant range of stakeholders working together on the tool, which I think can really provide potential to scale it and increase the impact of it well beyond Africa.
Thanks, Ollie. That's the Tech4Good for Africa Award, which we've been running for a few years now. It's maybe worth mentioning a couple of things about that. One is that Peak has previously won an award with us for digital health and is now being celebrated for the work it's doing in Africa, which is great to see that cross-pollination. And also one of the past winners of the Tech4Good of Africa Award is going to pop up in another category. So we're beginning to see over time how Tech4Good is developing and building greater connections between things. So it's wonderful, and that category is always really interesting to see the breadth of work being done in Africa. So that's the first couple of award winners announced. But before we move on, I just want to mention something which we haven't been able to do again this year, which is to actually physically hand somebody their award trophy. We like to keep the air of suspense, so none of our winners know they've won. And so we haven't even sent them their trophy yet. You're going to receive that very shortly. And every year we produce handmade trophies. This is the same again this year. We've been doing this right from the start. We've been reusing technology to make our trophies. This year we've got, you can see here, the Flames of Creativity. And these have been made, once again, by screwedsculpt.com. And these will be sent out to all of our winners after the event. But I really love the way that we've continued that tradition, and hopefully you'll be proud to see these on your shelves. But you must remember, there's been so many sort of great examples of these over the years.
They are. I mean, they're so innovative and sort of imaginative in and of their own right. And of course, you know, using recycled materials fits with the very core of the ethos of what we're trying to do here. So well done again for some fantastic sculptures. They're awesome.
Thank you.
Introduced last year, the Tech4Good Arts and Culture Award, sponsored by iDiversity Consulting, was a huge success. And the response once again this year was fantastic. We had so many worthy entries. This award acknowledges and celebrates organisations and individuals that are making the immersive and cultural space more accessible to all. I'm going to bring in Janine King from iDiversity Consulting to announce the finalists and the category winner. Janine, hello, are you there?
Hi there.
Hello, thank you so
Hi,
much
Janine.
for joining us. Hopefully with some good news for at least one of the arts and culture finalists.
Absolutely, thanks, Kate. I do have some very good news to share. First of all, I want to congratulate all of the 5 finalists of the Arts and Culture Award. It's been great to see such inspiring projects and initiatives making a positive difference.
Fantastic. Thanks, Janine. And you joined the category last year. Was it more difficult this year, do you think? We certainly had a bigger spread of entries.
Definitely. We've got 2 finalists who were very, very close. So
yes. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. So yeah, tell us about the finalists and then tell us who's won.
Thanks, Janine. Wow, what a truly worthy winner of the Arts and Culture Award. A huge well done to Prescribed Culture, and of course, congratulations to Yodomo, a very highly commended entry.
Yeah, well, that was definitely almost too close to call. And any of our judges will tell you that all the categories are difficult to decide, but in that one in particular, we got almost completely tied up in knots. So my congratulations to Yodomo and Prescribed Culture for giving us such a difficult task to make that decision.
Okay, moving on. BT has sponsored the Young Pioneer Award for 6 years, and this year the entries were as inspiring as ever and were all themed around environmental projects. This award celebrates the next generation of innovators and technologists, young people who are already putting their energy and expertise to good use in helping others. This category is open to any young person or group of young people aged between 8 and 18. Each year, we are blown away by the ingenuity of our young pioneers. To introduce the finalists and award winner, here's Mark Alera at BT.
Using technology for good has been at the heart of BT Young Pioneer for over a decade. And once again, this year's finalists and their incredible ideas have the potential to make a real difference to each of our lives. These entries are not only incredibly innovative, but they've shone a spotlight on how young tech entrepreneurs and inventors are thinking about new solutions that can support action against climate change, whether that's helping to reduce CO2 emissions or environmental waste in our day-to-day lives. That way of thinking is incredibly important to BT and our purpose of connecting for good. So now let's take a look at our finalists, who are Tree Electricity. Inspired by the trees surrounding her farm in North Yorkshire, Isabella had the idea to generate electricity from these trees vibrating in the wind. The machine will be located at the highest point on the tree trunk or in the ground. Cables coming out of a metal box will be attached to the ends of branches with suckers to create electricity. Green Food Score is an app to help consumers understand the environmental impact of the food they eat, using technology to pull together the many different but complicated existing data sources around food production, transportation, and packaging. The app will generate a much easier to understand score, which can be used to compare the relative carbon emissions associated with one food product over another. Frankenstein, an automatic upcycling ideas app for mobile phones. The user opens the app, takes a photo of a product, and the app then responds to the user with suggestions on how the product or its components could be upcycled. Frankenstein's creator hopes that the app will make the connected global community take the concept of waste and turn it upside down. Fighting Fly Tipping. This is an app for uploading a photo of any fly tipping users that they come across. Using EXIF information, the app can upload it to the corresponding council, providing the street name and time. Fly tipping is everywhere, and reporting it to the council takes too long. This will be free and easy to use, and this application will help councils clear more fly tipping. Hurricane Machina, a car that is powered by battery and electricity, charged by wind turbines underneath the car, in the grille area and the wheels. And unlike most electric cars, with Hurricane Machina, you do not have to stop to charge the car. When the car's in motion, the turbines will take over, producing electricity and powering the car. Once again, all the finalists had really strong ideas, and it was really tough to choose a winner, but in the end, there were two contenders in this category that just stood out that little bit more. So I'm pleased to say that judges chose to award highly commended to Green Food Store. Congratulations, Theodore, which means we can announce our winner. And the 2021 BT Young Pioneer Award goes to Frankenstein.
Thank you. It's an amazing opportunity. This is incredible. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Otto.
Thanks, Mark. There's something so special about the BT Young Pioneer Award. Gets me every year. It's definitely at the heart of Tech4Good, and I hope that this will encourage more young people to get involved with STEM subjects in school or in their free time.
Speaking of free time, our judges give up a lot of their free time to help us shortlist the hundreds of entries we get and decide the winners. Each year we like to bring in some new judges, especially when we're adding new categories, so we're always getting some fresh new perspective. I thought it'd be great if we could hear from a couple of our new judges to find out what they thought about this year's entries. So first up, we've got Shilpi Kapoor, joining us from Barrier Break in India. We know each other from the International Association of Accessibility Professionals. Hi Shilpi, how are you doing?
Very well, Mark. How are you?
I'm very well indeed, thank you. And we're really enjoying the show today on the Tech4Good Awards. And a huge thank you for joining us as a judge this year. So how was it? What did you make of it as your first year as a judge? What was your impressions?
Well, the first impression was astounding entries. Actually blew me back a little and made me sit back and think about all the good that's happening in the world and how do we really share that out there. I was also astounded by the number of entries that we got, but just not the quality of the entries. And I think that's great to see that, Tech for Good, accessibility, all of these things are coming to the forefront of the industry and are no longer at, the ends of just a couple of people doing good, but a lot more organizations coming forward to do this.
Fantastic. And anything that caught your eye, any sort of trends or particular uses of technology that really struck you?
So I think one of the things that stood out for me was how one technology was being used for mental health, and the second one was culture, right? Generally, we always saw Tech for Good, or this kind of technology, looking at the more basic things like education or access to jobs. And now we're starting to see all of this go way beyond that. People dreaming big, people looking at how they can really make an impact, looking at how to include people in all walks of life, from museums to, road travel to everything. So I think what we're seeing is a shift in perspective, which is very pleasant and which is something that I think tells us that all of this is now becoming mainstream and it's no longer going to be just one corner of the world, but a lot of this technology that we're seeing, I think, is going to impact a lot more people than they actually thought were their target audiences. And
Yeah.
I think that for me was the biggest highlight, I think.
Fantastic. Well, we obviously had some entries from India as well. So you're part of our growing global family of Tech for Good sponsors and supporters and judges and entries. So thank you so much for joining us this year. And I really look forward to having you involved again next year. Thank you, Shilpi.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Well, that's great, isn't it? I mean, that's a perfect example of that global reach that we're starting to achieve in terms of the awards, and a completely different perspective, I guess, from where we've been over the past few years.
Exactly. I mean, we expect a lot from our entries and our finalists, and in return, we have to deliver, a huge amount of diversity in the selection panels, and I think you guys have achieved that so well this year. Well, I am delighted to say that we've also got Fagani Tambayuk from Facebook, another one of our new judges, who's given up some of his free time to support the Tech for Good Awards. Hi, Fagani. It is great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us, joining us. I hope you are enjoying us. Did you have fun judging the awards?
Yeah, yes, I did. It was really an enjoyable experience for me, and inspiring and humbling as well. So thank you for having me.
You must see some pretty cutting edge technology over at Facebook. Are there any sort of, without giving us any spoilers, obviously, we don't want to ruin the surprise for the winners, but did any of the entries really stand out for you, or did anything strike you about the entries?
To be honest, I was very impressed by all the finalists, by all the entries. It was really amazing and humbling to see so many people working and innovating and leveraging technology to solve some of the most challenging issues in the world today. So I was really, really impressed by all the entries. Some stood out for me. Among all the impressive entries, Grapple is one of those projects that really impressed me, as it provides everyone with the ability to create accessible documents, and the impact of this is really tremendous. I think HillX is another project that I found impressive. The idea to leverage AI and machine learning to develop treatments for rare diseases. It's simply fantastic. E-worker is another one of the entries that leverages technology to solve one of the problems we have today in our society, which is really connecting or providing more opportunity to Black people to work at some of the world-class companies across the world. And that project really stood out for me as well. So the list, I can go on and on and on, but just to say all of the projects were very impressive. And it was really a pleasure taking part in this judging process.
The problem is it's never easy to judge, is it, when you're in this situation with so many different but completely innovative ideas. Did you find the judging process tough?
Yeah, you've just touched on the most challenging part of the whole process for me, which is really how do you select a winner from all of the impressive finalists in each category? All of the finalists either developed or executed very innovative and impactful projects that improve or could improve the lives of millions of people or lots of people across the world. So for me, that was the most challenging part. As much as I found it interesting, amazing, inspiring, I also found it challenging to pick a winner out of all of these impressive projects. And to me, all of the finalists are winners. So yes, that was a very challenging part of the job of being a judge.
I couldn't agree with you more. Farghani, we really appreciate your time and your diligence in making sure that you select the right winner from our finalists. And we're going to find out very soon who that was. Thank you so much, Farghani.
Thank you, Farghani. So that was just a little glimpse into what it's like to be a Tech4Good Awards judge. It's great fun, you get to read loads of amazing entries, and then you have to make an incredibly difficult decision. So thank you again to all our judges. Your hard work and expertise is hugely appreciated. But it's also worth saying that the credibility and success of the awards is built on your diligence and the hard work in making the decisions. So thank you so much.
Now it's time to find out some more about the Community Impact Award, sponsored by Good Things Foundation. This award is all about those inspiring projects that use technology to benefit community groups, often the most disadvantaged or vulnerable in our society. To introduce the finalists in this category, we have Danielle Garwood from Good Things Foundation.
Thanks, Kate. Hi, I'm Danny and I'm a Digital Communications Manager at Good Things Foundation, and we are supporting the Community Impact Award category this year. We've had so many brilliant nominations, which has made it really hard to pick a winner, but I'm going to talk to you now about the finalists. So here are the finalists. Toolkit is a free, sustainable online platform that helps create, build and manage reporting community to lead the conversation and develop solutions that bring about the positive change the community needs. Hosting all of On Our Radar's learnings, Toolkit includes training modules, step-by-step guides and inspirational case studies in accessible formats. The impact of lockdown resulted in many people feeling isolated, particularly the older generation who often live on their own and don't have access to technology. Galloway's Tech Ability project has been working with digital partner Aspire Assistive CIC to introduce accessible technology to 13 visually impaired people and to help them build their confidence using digital technology and equipment. V-Help was created as a result of the amazing response from volunteers during the first lockdown. When the team at V-Loop Limited started shopping for their vulnerable neighbours, the recurring problem of payment prompted them to reach out to their contacts in the digital payments industry to create a solution. Within 4 weeks, they had a pilot up and running using cards before receiving funding from Innovate UK to develop the V-Help app. Encompass Digital Carer Support. 6.5 million people in the UK are unpaid carers who often experience isolation and loneliness, and the impact of COVID-19 has only exacerbated this. Encompass are using technology to support their carers digitally via online information, online training, forums to help combat loneliness and isolation with activities and chat rooms, volunteer chat line open 24/7, and experienced counsellors providing remote talking therapy sessions to reduce anxiety and stress for carers. Girls into Coding. This social enterprise was founded by Abby and her mother, Helene, to address and champion gender diversity and challenge stereotypes in STEM. The Girls into Coding project creates opportunities for community development, collaboration and connectedness for girls from diverse backgrounds by creating and delivering hands-on tech activities such as robotics, physical computing, coding, 3D design and printing workshops via Zoom and in person. The winning entry is Encompass Digital Carer Support.
Woo! Woo! Fantastic job. Oh, so pleased. Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you so much, Danny. Encompass Digital Carer Support there, getting the attention that they deserve for their amazing work. Well done, great winner. As a society, it is vital that we all look after each other and that those who care for others have support too. And what a fantastic project it is that realises that. As you can imagine, we had so many entries that were about communities coming together to find solutions during the pandemic. And it's been truly inspiring to see people creating tech for good in such a challenging situation. So now over to Mark for the next award.
Thanks, Kate. So sustainability continues to be at the forefront of people's minds. And that's why we've launched the new Sustainability Award, looking for businesses, organisations or initiatives that are using digital tech to tackle environmental sustainability.
Now, to introduce the finalists in this new category, we have Amanda Horton-Maston from Semble. Hello, Amanda.
Hello, Kate. Lovely to be here. I'm really excited about introducing this award and revealing the final winner.
Hi, Amanda. Thanks so much for joining us in the Tech4Good Awards this year. I'm really looking forward to this category.
This was such a fascinating category to judge, and it contained some of the most heated discussions, as the entries contain some factors that are really stretching the boundaries of what technology truly is. So there were 5 fantastic finalists who were the following. So Vana, which is an eco-transparency platform that finds the corporate landowners who own a huge amount of land and offer the potential for woodland opportunities to hit England's tree planting targets. This is an area where we need real cut through to make it easy for people to participate in tree planting, and this platform does all the legwork to find the crucial landowners of land that's suitable for planting. Make it easier for tree planting groups, government funding and corporate landowners to come together and drive projects to increase tree coverage and rewilding where the landowners are willing. So that's Vana. Next we have Carbo Soil. Now this is like a magic wand that can improve the structure and fertility of soil in less than 6 months. It's basically a prebiotic technology in liquid form that activates the power of fungi to do their good work at the biological level, leading to amazing benefits, including better water use, better soil use, and an increase in humus. It accelerates the soil carbon sequestration to remove massive quantities of CO2 from the atmosphere, and they have a plan to create carbon credits for farmers who use the product, thereby building in incentives to grow its application around the world. Thirdly, we have the Edinburgh Remakery. This is a great social enterprise in Edinburgh whose aim is to tackle social inequality. They created a free IT disposal service to help businesses dispose of IT equipment in a safe and eco-conscious way. They then repurpose the equipment and donate it to charities and organisations across Edinburgh to help their beneficiaries stay connected and help tackle social isolation and loneliness, as well as many other social issues. In a similar vein is the fourth one, which is Tech Takeback, a not-for-profit entity in Brighton and Hove, which has set up a tech collection service for the public called Revalue Electricals. It uses an app called the ZeroNet, which enables householders to simply and quickly request the collection of unwanted small electrical items from their homes for reuse or recycling. It's a great initiative helping to build a circular economy. And finally, we have solar pods, a range of solar-powered products for people without access to reliable electricity. They're made, though, in an environmentally friendly way, using wood as the core material rather than plastic. as well as recycled batteries and locally sourced solar cells. Solar pods are at the start of their journey, providing access to light and USB charging, but have the potential to incorporate remote sensing and transmission, for example, around water well levels, water purity, and soil moisture data. So we have a wide variety of different approaches to creating sustainable products. And I'm delighted to reveal that the winner is CarboSoil.
Yeah, we won! Yay! That's great.
This extraordinary biotechnology from GaiaGo really wowed the judges with its speed and scale of potential impact. One person described it as sustainable sustainability, and it was the standout winner in the category. So very many congratulations to all the team behind CarboSoil.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Wow, CarboSoil really was a truly worthy winner and such an interesting and inspiring concept. I can't wait to hear more about it. Now, over to Mark for the next award.
Thanks, Kate. Up next is another new category for 2021, the AI for Good Award. We introduced this category because of the growing number of tech projects that are using artificial intelligence for a whole variety of outcomes, whether that's health, education, finance, or just generic access to information. We want to recognize and celebrate the 4Good AI projects that are out there. We had some great entries this year, and to announce the finalists, I'm delighted to hand over to Natalie Ledward from Monzo Bank.
Thanks, Mark. It's been a real honour to judge these awards. Tech4Good is something that I feel personally really passionate about, and it's been really inspiring to see the range of innovations across all of the categories designed to make the world a more inclusive place. Each and every one of the finalists in the AI for Good category in particular has real potential to impact the lives of so many people, and a really exciting future lies ahead. So, the finalists are theatre, with 5 billion people worldwide without access to safe surgical care. Theatre uses the power of AI to democratise surgical care by applying it to video footage captured in the operating room and offering surgeons and residents clear, actionable feedback on procedures, as well as access to surgical best practices and insights from surgeons around the world, overcoming significant obstacles that contribute to inequality in surgical care. Helix. Using the world's most comprehensive rare disease knowledge graph, innovative AI and natural language processing, NLP, models, and an expert team with decades of experience in drug discovery and development, Helix is able to repurpose and combine existing drugs to find new treatments, cutting typical development timelines by 80% and reducing costs by 90%. Mirror HR. Mirror HR is an epilepsy research kit developed to support data gathering in epilepsy research as an alerting system for caregivers. Sepsis Trust and Accenture. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, Sepsis Trust expanded its mental health support services to those affected by coronavirus. Facing unprecedented demand for its nurse-administered mental health support services, the organisation turned to Accenture to find a pro bono technological solution to prioritise support requests to the nursing team. In 10 weeks, Accenture delivered a production-ready, AI-powered prioritisation engine, digitising an email, pen, paper process and freeing up the clinical team to focus on patient care. Boosted Barista. It's the outcome of R&D carried out when breast form fittings for women after mastectomies could no longer be carried out in person due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Boost and Barista developed a service that allows women to receive a recommendation for their breast form size as part of the online shopping experience, using measurements from their scan data uploaded via their smartphone. Judging this category was no easy task, and the judges chose to award Highly Commended to Sepsis Trust and Accenture for their amazing response to people dealing with sepsis during lockdown. And the winner of the Tech4Good AI for Good award is Helix.
Thank you so much for recognizing Helix for this award. We're deeply passionate about using our technology to find treatments for rare diseases around the world, and it's amazing that our work has been recognized. So especially in this field with some other incredible nominees. So on behalf of everyone on the Helix team, we'd like to thank you again for this amazing recognition.
As someone who lives with a rare hereditary condition myself, the potential impact of Helix for me really hits home. Helix's unique application of AI to discover and develop treatments for rare disease patients in need caught the eyes of many of the judges, including myself. Rather than just sharing my words, I'll share a few quotes from the judges. Helix solves an important medical and pharmaceutical knowledge gap. The quality of approach and success shows the team are on the right track. A real winner for me in this category. Amazing project with tremendous impact. So, congratulations to the Helix team.
Well, the AI for Good category drew some incredible entries this year. And I think you'll agree it's one to watch for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, the Tech4Good Digital Volunteer Award, sponsored by Do It, celebrating those dedicated, enthusiastic and talented individuals who give up their free time to help others with technology. Another humbling category, and I cannot wait to hear about the finalists. So let's meet Damien Austin Walker from Do It, who is here with us to introduce the finalists and tell us who has won. Hello, Damien, it's good to see you.
Hi, Kate. Good to see you too. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here for another Tech4Good Awards ceremony. Obviously, this year is a bit different, of course, but I must say it's good to be seeing you and Mark today.
Hi, Damien. How's it going? How's things with Do It at the moment?
We're doing very well. Busy time, of course, and there's a lot of appetite for volunteering and helping out communities at the moment.
Cool, great.
A lot of interest.
Let's hear about some of these volunteer category finalists then.
Okay, so I mean, this year all the volunteers have been as impressive as ever. People truly dedicated to helping others with digital technology. It's always been a hard category to judge, and it hasn't got any easier this year. So huge congratulations to all for making it as finalists. And the 2021 Tech4Good Digital Volunteer Award finalists are Pat Maskell. Has been a coordinator at AbilityNet for 7 years, covering Cumbria. Pat gives up her spare time to help older and disabled people be part of the digital world by providing support, advice and training, as well as coordinating a small local team of volunteers to do the same. Pat has been involved with computers for over 25 years and passionate about the power of tech to transform lives. Next up, we have David Mallory. He volunteers as a digital champion for Clarion. His reliability and commitment to the role has been invaluable. He has had a positive impact on the individuals he supports and made a significant difference to Clarion and all the partner organisations they work with. David has an IT background and believes that everyone should have the digital skills to navigate life. Then we have Jordan Pearson, who regularly volunteers and has taught children how to code, university students how to build AI chatbots, and encouraged young women to pursue careers in the technology field by designing and demonstrating how quick it is to build a prototype app. Jordan is currently mentoring 3 17-year-olds, supporting them with their A-levels and next steps in STEM careers. And then we have Bernadette Bourgogne. She is part of the Clarion Futures Digital Champion Programme and has been since December 2019. Bernadette supports people from all walks of life with her digital skills. She recently supported learners during remote workshops as a result of the lockdown. She works with learners remotely to support them to access smartphones and laptops for the first time, or to help them with a specific topic. And then we have Libby Swan, nominated by Ethical Angel. Libby uses her digital skills to support a wide variety of not-for-profit organisations and individuals, helping to make a positive real-world impact in society. Libby was rated 5 out of 5 stars by every single one of the charitable organisations on all digital skills for each project. So all truly worthy finalists, and the judges did find it incredibly hard to choose their finalists. So we therefore have awarded a highly commended to Jordan Pearson. And I'm delighted to say that the winner overall is Pat Maskell. And what has truly impressed us about Pat is her passion and dedication, along with the sheer amount of ongoing effort she puts into all the volunteering she does. So congratulations, Pat.
Congratulations, Pat, and well done to all of our other volunteers. Many organisations rely on the help that volunteers provide, and volunteers with tech skills, well, they are especially useful to have around.
Yes, and congratulations, Pat, from AbilityNet. We love the work you're doing for us. On to award number 9. The introduction of the Tech4Good Education Award last year, sponsored by Lenovo, was a huge success. We're championing organisations and individuals who use technology to educate and broaden knowledge.
To announce the finalists, we have Rich Henderson from Lenovo joining us live all the way from the US of A. Don't you just love how easy tech makes it to bring everyone together,
Hi,
Rich?
Absolutely. Hi, Kate. Hey, Mark. Thanks for having us here. We've really enjoyed reading all the entries and meeting this year's finalists. It's been a real highlight of the year. But without further ado, it's time to announce the 2021 Tech4Good Education Award finalists. And they are: I Learn From Home. At the start of the pandemic, the Senioro education team developed I Learn From Home, a series of videos that guided parents and caregivers through simple play-based lessons, including highly participatory activities, songs, and stories, with signposts to relevant pages in their children's curriculum books. Empathy Week, a global education program utilizing the power of film, develops the skills of empathy, leadership, and resilience in classrooms around the world. By taking part in the program, students leave school becoming part of the empathy generation, a generation of empathic leaders understanding that in order to change the world, we first need to understand the people in it. The Creative Computing Club has helped improve the quality of education and opportunities available to several thousand young people aged 8 to 16 years old in Suffolk by offering technology-based learning opportunities and tackling the skills gap and social isolation issues that many young people face. It has delivered group sessions, one-to-one sessions, and after-school sessions covering a range of topics like AI, VR, robotics, IoT, games design, and computer programming. African Storybook Maker. Since 2014, the African Storybook has been responding to the literacy challenge in Africa through publishing openly licensed multilingual picture storybooks on its website for use. Recently, they developed The Maker, an offline story creation application and a guide to which educators can refer to support children to practice using technology to write their own storybooks, to read and speak about what they write, to listen to each other, and hear feedback from teachers and peers. This approach has ignited children's imagination and given them opportunities to use the Maker to write and publish their own picture storybooks, often about their lived experiences. And the final finalist, American Sign Language Lens. This is an education lens that lies within the Snapchat app. This project uses AI and computer vision to track hand movements using the camera. By doing this, a unique educational experience is created where non-disabled people can actually try saying sign language by making the signs in front of the camera. As you can tell, this is just an incredible category. And it's not the only one category in which the judges have found it very difficult. And so we have awarded a highly commended, this time to I Learned From Home by Senyara. And with that, the time is here. I'm very pleased to announce the Tech4Good Education Award winner is African Storybook Maker.
Here is to a great team effort.
Congratulations again to all of the finalists. It's been such a pleasure, and thank you all for your contributions.
Thank you to Rich and the team at Lenovo who've supported the awards this year. I know you'll be reaching out to African Storybook and all the other finalists to see how you can connect and support them going forward. Now, from education to the workplace. Kate, tell us more about our next category.
Of course, the last category chosen by our judges is the Tech4Good Workplace Inclusion Award, sponsored by Microsoft. And one of the first priorities for an employer is making sure its workplace is accessible for all and completely inclusive. And the Workplace Inclusion Award celebrates technology pioneers that are creating programs, training, education and more for a more inclusive workplace. To announce the winner, we are joined by our Chair of Judges, Robin Christopherson, MBE, who is Head of Digital Inclusion at AbilityNet. Hello, Robin.
Kate, hi. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Robin.
Thank you so much.
No, thank
wow.
you.
What an amazing event this year. What a brilliant way to finish off with the workplace inclusion category that's obviously very close to my heart as a disabled person who's been fortunate enough to be in employment. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. And I'd like to start, if you don't mind, about me talking about my favorite bit of tech that's done the most good for me as a blind person over the last 15 months of COVID and home working. Is that all right?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So what I'm sporting here are a pair of Bluetooth sunglasses from Bose, the Bose frames. And obviously they, are speakers in the arms, and I can keep my ears free for when I'm out and about with my guide dog so that I don't get run over in traffic, etc. But I can also, attend 10 Teams meetings a day and still stay active because I can just, leave the desk and go and walk around and still participate in the meeting. So yeah, Bose frames, not assistive technology per se, but there's so much technology out there that is helping people live the best lives they possibly can. And yeah, the workplace certainly benefits from technology. So shall we hear about some of the ways that people are helping?
Yeah, please go ahead and tell us about the finalists and let us know who's won.
Great. So there are 5 finalists. The first one is Sculpt for Accessibility, and I'm going to use a workplace reasonable adjustment here. I'm going to use my favorite speech output. Ava, tell us about how Sculpt for Accessibility is making the workplace more inclusive.
Sculpt is reframing accessibility to help dispel the myths and preconceptions that meeting basic accessibility requirements is time-consuming, complicated, or just the IT or web department's responsibility. Instead, it focuses on how digital accessibility should be the responsibility of everyone and can be simple to do.
Thanks, Ava. Hopefully I slowed that down enough for you guys. The next one, #Code. Let's hear what amazing work #Code is doing.
Identifying the need for an inclusive tertiary education system and career opportunities for neurodiverse individuals. #Code was started and is helping to create an alternative inclusive ecosystem that recognizes and builds the potential of people with different abilities to learn coding, digital expression and computational thinking, regardless of their academic level or prior experience in STEM.
Isn't it brilliant to listen to this lady talking all day long? It's a great way of computing, guys. The next one is called Captioned. It's spelled caption.ed, but captioned. Let's hear about what they have been doing.
Using AI-driven, context-specific speech recognition to provide highly accurate automated captions that can be used on almost any audio source, from podcasts and lectures to video calls and even face-to-face meetings. The technology can now be accessed across web, desktop, and mobile applications.
Absolutely brilliant for all of the video online meetings that we're all participating in. Next one, Black in Tech.
eWorker was started to give exceptional tech talent within African and Caribbean communities access to opportunities with top companies irrespective of borders. An evidence-based hiring platform, companies can discover brilliant and pre-qualified experts for every technology stack imaginable and connect with the ones they like.
That was a inclusive recruitment platform, eWorker, in case you didn't catch that. And then lastly, we have Go Vendisha.
This project uses scientific human governance technology to complete an invaluable internal audit of an organization and filters this information into 3 key overlapping arenas: culture, decision-making, and decision implementation.
Okie dokie, that's the lot. Do you want to hear the winner? Okay, so the winner of the workplace inclusion category is Black in Tech.
Yes, 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 yes. Well done, guys.
Okie dokie, Black in Tech. Congratulations, guys. Really brilliant. Recruitment is hard, and making sure that you meet the needs of people with specific requirements, whether it's a disability, ethnic background, gender, etc., is absolutely crucial to give people a fair break. What those guys are doing to help improve the life chances of people in that group is fantastic. Brilliant job, Black in Tech. Please think about all of the other finalists. Every single entrant this year has been brilliant. So we probably want to give a massive round of applause to every entrant to Tech4Good Awards this year. But for the workplace inclusion category, congratulations, Black in Tech.
Thank you so much, Robin, and well done to Black in Tech team. Such a great project.
Yeah, fantastic winner. We're a community at Tech4Good, and we really like to stay in touch with our past winners. I'm going to bring in some of our past winners. We're going to have a quick chat with them about what they're doing and the impact of the Tech4Good on their lives. So Alexander from Be My Eyes, Sarah from Small Robot Company, and Simone from Life Lights. So hi guys, how you doing? Good, just checking the technology's all there, well done. So I'm going to start with you, Simone. Life Lights provides support to children in hospices. Also famously our first ever winner, because we announced the Accessibility Award, obviously close to the hearts of AbilityNet, way back in 2011. But you've obviously changed your work a lot in that time, just in terms of the tech you provide. And I'm guessing the lockdown might have had some significant impact in terms of your work as well. Can you tell us a little bit about where you're at and a little bit about how you work now?
Yeah, really, the lockdown did have a big impact on us, and it gave us a bit of a panic in the first place, because we thought, how on earth are we going to be able to continue our work at a time when the children really needed our technology? But we actually were able to achieve it. We've delivered our equipment in a socially distanced way, and we've also delivered equipment for the hospices who have developed their services, so they can take our technology out to the children in their own homes, so those children who are having a really isolated life can really join in with the world around them. But also, one of the very important parts of our project is that we train hospice staff how to use our equipment. And we never imagined that we would be able to do this remotely, but we have done it, and it has worked incredibly well, and we are going to continue to provide remote training as well as a face-to-face training, and that's something, as I say, we never imagined that we would do.
Fantastic. And looking back to 2011, can you remember the impact of the awards and how that kick-started that journey for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I do remember being in the awards and them announcing our name, and it was a good job there wasn't a camera on my face because I said a word that I don't usually say. But anyway, the thing was that it was such a shock because we'd been working away, building the charity, developing what we do to ensure that the children are able to use the technologies that we provide, and that it's going to make a big difference to their lives and how they can join in with the world around them. And so we had been working away at that. And then suddenly somebody else said, our industry said, what you do is great. I can't tell you what confidence that gave me to think, yeah, we're doing a great job here. And to be able to go out and compete with other charities and say, we're worth supporting as well, and it has gone on to much bigger and better things. And the package that we provide now, I never would have imagined that we'd have been providing it all those years ago before we won the awards.
Fantastic. Well, it's always good to catch up and also to know that we've helped along the way. And obviously, if there's anything we can do to support now, we want to keep working with all of the people we've ever supported and winners. So please do keep in touch. Thank you.
When we drew straws for this conversation, Sarah, I have to say I sneakily took the straw that gave me you, because you have the coolest name, the Small Robot Company, and I love the idea of what you did. You know, right from when we first met on the stage when I was giving you an award, actually, the idea of farming robots, agriculture, you know, sort of make a service on demand, but it was still very early days back then. Where are you up to now?
Yeah, so we literally just celebrated our 4th birthday, which is really exciting. And we marked the occasion actually with a demo to Craig Bennett, who's the CEO of the Wildlife Trust. So that was just the most incredible day. I couldn't believe how far we'd come from we won the award. I think we were only a year or so into our journey when we met. And now we've got commercial robots and we can actually do things with our robots. I mean, like the big milestone that we've just hit technically is that we can now zap weeds. We can go out into the field with our Tom robot. We've got Tom, Dick and Harry, the sustainable farming robots, and we can then go out with our other robots, find the weeds and zap them. So that's super exciting. And the other things we're working on is we've got a prototype slug bot and a prototype soil sampler. So different ways of taking action to improve the sustainability of farming. So just to see it all becoming real is the most exciting thing. And I could not have imagined being here today when I won the award with you. We were so early stage that I didn't even feel we were, I guess, ready to submit for an award at that point. So you really put us on the map.
It's been so exciting to see you develop, actually. And I can imagine anyone who's at home and has got into gardening during the lockdown is extraordinarily excited about the slug killing robot. I know that I am. What was the impact, though, of winning the award? Because as I understand, you didn't really see yourself as a traditionally 4Good company, did you?
Yeah, well, I guess because we were always right from the start set to be a commercial business, and we felt that we possibly weren't sufficiently charitable in our mission. But then we reconsidered. We were encouraged to just have a go, and we thought actually we do have a really strong sense of purpose. The social impact that the robotics and sustainable farming could make is actually huge. So we gave it a go. We were really early stage, like I said. At that point, we had a very strong vision, a strong mission and sense of purpose, but only one very early prototype robot that wasn't delivering anything measurable at that point. So, but I'd encourage anyone to just have a go and enter. It's put us on the map. It really started our journey because that was the first time anyone had taken our story seriously. It gave us the credibility to then open doors to access funding from investors, to get the funding. We make our robots a reality, to become a commercial company. And that was the first step, and it really transformed where we are as a business.
Well, I'm delighted. And as Mark said, it's so great to see that we've been able to help you. And in return, you just sort of put yourselves out there as such fantastic ambassadors for the awards process here.
Yes, thank you. And
always
Alexander,
really proud to support you. I love you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. It's always good to see you. Alexander, you're one of our more international entrants when you joined. When you actually entered, I think you were one of the first years that we weren't just looking at the UK, but obviously you're Be My Eyes as an international profile. But that's changed enormously as well. And the first thing to do is obviously congratulate you on fatherhood. And also you're out in California now. So Be My Eyes has clearly changed a lot in the last few years. Can you tell us a bit about where you're up to now and any of your latest news?
Absolutely. So yeah, Be My Eyes, the community honestly just continues to kind of exploding in our hands. The community is growing very, very rapidly. And that's the community of both the volunteers, people who are blind or low vision asking for assistance, but also companies who wants to be a part of the platform. So the community as it is today, I think we're supporting about 320,000 blind and low vision individuals around the world. And we do that partly with our volunteers, and we have about 4.9 million volunteers who have signed up right now. But also, as I said, the community of companies that are available in the app is growing quite a bit. So some latest additions in last talk, it's like now you can call LinkedIn to get support with career questions. You can call, in the UK, you can call the Department of Health and Social Care if you're trying to take a home COVID test, getting accessible support with that, onboarding a bunch of new telcos, governments, pharmacies, whatnot. So that everything is really, really growing incredibly fast, and we are very, very excited about this time.
Fantastic. And AbilityNet obviously has joined the family as well. So we're really excited about having our volunteers available through the app. And also you had Apple give you a design award, which is fantastic endorsement, the sort of global award. I mean, that's just such an amazing thing, isn't it?
That is a huge honor to receive. We received the news when they were reaching out and say, hey, you might be nominated for this Apple Design Award. We were like, oh, wow, is this real? And then, of course, when they announced the winners, we were beyond excited, and excited, of course, to receive it, but also excited that the big companies like Apple really like honoring and companies that are focusing on accessibility and social change is really, really huge for everyone that we're trying to serve. So not only was it a huge honor to get the little statue sent to the office, but it's also like, I think if you zoom out a little bit, the importance of Apple actually selecting us and an accessibility company as the winner is pretty huge.
Yeah, cool. And looking back, is there anything in particular about winning the Tech4Good awards that you would say was an impact at the time?
Oh yeah, it was just not only getting the recognition from all of the company look up to and work with and wanting to work with, that was really, really huge. I don't think we would have this conversation now. AbilityNet probably wouldn't be available on the Be My Eyes app if it wasn't for us winning the award a few years back. So it back then it had a huge impact, but we're even seeing the ripple effects of that now. We work closely together with a lot of the companies and the people that we met during the event. So for us, it was a huge recognition, and we were just very, very proud of being recognized by all the people that we admire and look up to.
Fantastic. Well, you all know how much we're so proud of what you do and all the wonderful work you do, and that's why we celebrate it. So thank you so much for joining us today. And really, I hope you continue to go from strength to strength in your own work. And please do continue to join in with the community. We do see you at our events. We love having you along. So thank you so much, and congratulations for your continued success.
Thank you.
Isn't it fantastic to hear from them and hear how they're doing, and to hear the success that they've gone on to achieve since we recognise them in the awards. So now, before we end, the last award of the ceremony is the Special Award. Over the years, we've given this award to some amazing people. Let me just run you through the list. In 2012, there was Professor Stephen Hawking. 2013, Dame Stephanie Shirley. 2014, Jimmy Wales from Wikipedia. 2015, Eben Upton for Raspberry Pi. 2016, AbilityNet's own Robin Christopherson, MBE. 2017, Maggie Philbin. 2018, the incredible Lewis Hine. 2019, Dr. Sue Black. And then last year, we celebrated the work of Haben Girma. I've always been so proud of how we've been able to celebrate some incredible people with this award, and always blown away by the people we've had involved. So, Kate, how about you? Which is your favourite?
Oh, you can't ask me to pick a favourite. It's like asking a mother to pick a favourite child. But I do have a soft spot in my heart, of course, for all of the women in tech, people that we featured. Maggie Philbin, a huge part of my life still because I work with her on Teen Tech, but also inspired me to get into technology. And of course, Dr. Sue Black. I'm proud to call her a personal friend, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind me sharing. We spent a few nights on the town drinking Prosecco, discussing STEM education.
Right.
I'll be honest. But enough reminiscing. It is time for us to introduce the 2021 Tech4Good Special Award winner. Now, this year's Tech4Good Special Award goes to someone who has made a truly outstanding contribution to technology. Aged 11, she was the youngest girl ever to pass A-level computing and was just 20 years old when she received her master's degree in mathematics and computer science from the University of Oxford. Since then, she has forged an enviable CV, including positions at Goldman Sachs, Hewlett-Packard, and Deutsche Bank. It is this wealth of experience and pioneering spirit that led to her co-founding the STEMettes, an award-winning social initiative dedicated to inspiring and promoting the next generation of young people in the STEM sectors. Now, since its inception 8 years ago, STEMettes has touched the lives of almost 50,000 young people across Europe, a huge step towards her vision of a more diverse and balanced science and tech community. I am, of course, talking about Dr. Anne-Marie Immerfidden, MBE. Our chair of judges, Robin Christopherson, had the opportunity to meet Anne-Marie recently. Let's find out how they got on.
Well, Anne-Marie, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks very much. A big surprise. I wasn't listed anywhere else, so yeah, I wasn't expecting this.
Well, we're glad that we were able to surprise you in such a nice way. Brilliant. Now, STEMettes exists to help empower, engage, make passionate that new generation. But what do you think still needs to change to really help, the next generation or future generations engage in STEM, in science, technology, engineering, and maths, and maybe arts too?
How long do you have? I mean, there's lots that needs to change. I think, there's whether it's curricula that we need to change, whether it's our hiring practices that we need to change, whether it's the way that we respect and value different folks across our technical spaces. And, I know this is all about inclusion and protected characteristics and kind of the differences in people. But I think even just respecting folks that don't have that technical background, who do have experiences, have perspectives, have, things that are definitely valuable that we need. I think what needs to change is that respect that we have for different types of folks, and also this sense of kind of elitism I think we sometimes have in technical spaces. And I think this is what excites me the most about the whole Tech4Good movement, is that, so much of what we see represented in the media of the kind of dystopia and almost the kind of Terminator 2 eventuality doesn't have to happen if we've got different impetuses, right? If we've got different motivations for getting involved in technical things. And I think what excites me about the Tech4Good movement, I've got a book coming out now, and there's a whole set of chapters on kind of good habits and Tech4Good and what it is and why it's something for folks to engage with, is that, it doesn't have to be tech for bad, which I think the default so far has been, tech purely for profit, and it's ended up being tech for bad. And so I'm excited at the prospect of folks starting from a good place, starting from that problem solving, starting from that public good in their development of technology. But I'm also excited about the potential that we can have if we have a generation, maybe it's the next generation, it could be this generation, that proactively looks for opportunities to do good with our tech and actually recognizes that, these things aren't neutral. When we make these technical decisions, a lot of it is deterministic, right? You decide, you make those decisions, you make choices in what you build, how you build it, when you build it, who you're building it for. And what excites me about the Tech4Good movement and folks around the awards and kind of alum and folks to come is that, these are people that are sitting in these spaces, they're taking up space, and where there's power in technology, and they're turning it in the right direction, because the robots killing us by accident or marrying our grandchildren or any of the other crazy things you may have heard are not inevitable, and it's the Tech4Good movement that's going to be our insurance against a lot of the scarier side of things that folks end up considering.
And I can definitely see that the likelihood of something like Skynet turning evil would be much reduced by having more female workers at Cyberdyne Systems, definitely.
Maybe not. You said it, Robin, I didn't.
So just to finish off then, I could talk all day, but so tell us, for you personally, what's it like having won the special Tech4Good award, and what does it mean to you?
So for me personally, like I said, the Tech4Good movement is one that I respect, right? I love that it exists. I love that it's something that is definitely a big part of our British tech scene here as well. And so for me to be recognised in the alum, right, the years before, I'm a little bit like, really, little old me? What she did is amazing. What he's doing is great, and that's Stephanie Shirley, for goodness sake. So I think for me, it's it's lovely to be recognised and held in that esteem alongside those folks. It's a fantastic accolade to have, and for me, it does mean something. I keep harping on, but it's because I mean it. This idea of Tech4Good is something that a lot of folks. It's not something that folks think of first, right? It's sometimes even something that folks don't think of as even technical, which I know is definitely something I've had across my career, where because I'm not coding all day, every day, at this point, it's like, oh, is she really technical? And it's like, well, no, Tech4Good is here. This is something that's important. It's something that, my efforts and the efforts of my team, I love my team, shout out Team STEMET, over 8 years, more than 50,000 young people being recognized is always great to have. But I think it being recognized as something that's been a force for good alongside or as part of the wider Tech4Good movement really does mean a lot to me. So thank you again to the judges, especially as I didn't enter or, this wasn't fantastic email, and now I'm here talking to you, Robin. So yeah, a big thank you to the judges, a big congratulations to all of the other winners as well. And the biggest of congratulations to future winners, because I think this is, like you said, this is about what comes next, and this is about the steps we continue to take rather than purely just about what we've done and what we've achieved so far.
And Marie, you're an absolute star. Thank you so much for all the work that you've done and that you will continue to do in the future. And congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Anne-Marie. Such a worthy winner. We're so thrilled to have you join the very special group of Tech4Good Special Award winners, Anne-Marie. Thank you, and congratulations again.
Oh, what another amazing crop of Tech4Good award winners, Mark. I've been so thrilled to see everybody, and it was so wonderful to see Anne-Marie Immerfidden and her work with the STEMETs being recognised by the Tech4Good Awards. Anne-Marie, you rock.
Before we end the ceremony, it's time to say a big thank you to all of our sponsors and judges. BT, Charity Digital, Comic Relief, Crowdfunder, Do It, Good Things Foundation, Google, iDiversity Consulting, the Wishful Company of Information Technologists, Lenovo, Microsoft, and Semble. And of course, a huge thanks to my fabulous co-host, Kate.
What?
Yes, you. Kate, we really appreciate your help presenting the awards. I mean, I love it. You'd make me feel so relaxed and work so well on the screen. And of course, all of the insights into Tech4Good itself and all the amazing work that you're involved in. So thank you so much for being here again.
Genuinely, it is 150% a pleasure, and I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with next year.
Absolutely, and let's look forward to next year. If you're watching this live, don't forget that you can join us now on a Zoom party. Come to our after party, meet our winners, find out who's won this year's People's Award, and vote in our Winner of Winners Awards. We'll be finding out more about the winners. You'll get to talk to them, and you can ask them questions, and then you can decide which is your favourite. So please come over to the after party now. But thank you again, Kate, and thank you all for joining us, and huge congratulations to all of our winners.